Jay has collected so many skeletons, he's opened a new museum in the theme park capital of the world, hoping to share his specimens with millions of new visitors.
Probably the thing we're most proud of in this museum is we have over 450 skeletons. We're approaching the 500 mark. In Oklahoma City, we only have 350. We got some pretty special creatures here in this museum that a lot of museums would only wish that they had.
Creatures from all over the world, displayed in a way that is educational, informational, and hands-on. Some skeleton displays are there to challenge your senses, to provide a unique perspective on both human and animal anatomy.
People are very fascinated by themselves and they want to see what their selves look like without the tissue and meat on the bones. A lot of people might find it a little disturbing, a little creepy, but when they see what we're doing here and realize it's all in the name of science, all in the name of education, they get relaxed and they start enjoying their visit.
Remember that grizzly bear skeleton they were working on in Oklahoma? It arrived here at their new museum. Jay and his team are excited to get it displayed.
We're very proud to see those things come together. When you were in Oklahoma, we were assembling the grizzly bear skeleton. So we broke it down, we put it in a crate, and we shipped it out to here. And today we reassembled it, and it's going to go into our lobby, right into the gift shop window, for folks passing by can see what we have inside.
And what these museums have inside is an amazing history of animals that have once roamed our planet, as well as a creative collection of human skeletons that help us better understand ourselves. Which got us thinking, and we just had to ask, would Jay ever want to end up in his own museum?
I get asked a lot, and truthfully, I don't really care what happens to me when I'm dead, but I would be honored if I became a specimen in my own museum.
Turning a deceased animal into a museum piece is time-consuming. The process includes removing all the meat and allowing beetles to do the rest.
They go in and feed on all the remaining tissue. They get into the nooks and crannies and clean out everything that we couldn't do by hand.
Skeletons are then cleaned with chemicals. The process can take months, and then it's the job of the master articulator, a guy who puts the skeletons back together.
Let's use a giraffe as an example. It'll take one technician about 30 to 45 days to put a giraffe skeleton together, so it's no easy task.
But this unique place is more than just a museum. It's a mini research facility. Jay Villemarette takes Wildside TV to their secret drawers. Here they store some 10,000 bones and skeletons. Researchers come to study the animal of their choice.
Some people are, studying armadillos, and they'll come and see everything that we have available. Some people will study gorillas, take measurements of their skulls or their scapulas.
You name it, and it's probably here to study.
We have enough specimens in the drawers right now to probably build 2 more museums. So if you want to study gorillas, you're going to have to go to one of the major museums in the country, or you're going to have to come to the Museum of Osteology.
But this strange science of skeletons doesn't stop with once living animals. The Museum of Osteology also deals in human bones.
Yep, she had a whole set of uppers. Yeah, this is definitely a female. Yeah.
It's not unusual for Jay to be working with human skulls. Human skulls and bones come through his doors all the time.
Here at the museum, we're trying to preserve life as well as death. So it's just a normal process of living, and then when we will die.
You may be wondering what they do here with these human remains. The specimens are used by college professors, dentists, crime scene investigators, and other medical professionals.
Depending on who the person is, depends on what they need it for. Lawyers would actually need a human skull to be able to show some sort of a injury. Doctors will need it to be able to show their clients what surgeries they might perform on themselves, as well as they have to study the bones and have to understand how the human skull works.
In case you're curious, a human skull sells for $1,000 to $2,000. We watched as a human skull was being shipped off across the country. Like any fragile shipment, it has to be carefully wrapped. The box is filled with those packing peanuts, and away it goes.
Every day we get a phone call from another facility that wants to either buy a specimen from us or wants to donate a specimen to us. So we just don't know what the day's gonna bring. And to me, that's a new day every day, and it's exciting and never gets old to me.
What never gets old for Jay is recalling how his love for skeletons began.
And I like to tell people that I found a dog skull in the woods at the age of 7. My father saw my interest and encouraged me to collect the bones. Over the years, the skeleton kind of faded away, but the skull always remained. As my private collection grew, I wanted to do something more with it than just hoard it in my home, so that's when I had the idea to start the Museum of Osteology. And from there, the museum took us 7 years to develop and put into action, and in 2010 we opened with our first museum.